Whenever I post something on my Instagram story about how I'm studying to become a chartered accountant, I always get replies from people saying I should drop out or escape the matrix. And I always laugh because a lot of these guys who say escape the matrix are just people who are too lazy to work in school. Escaping the matrix and becoming an entrepreneur is not about taking an easy way out because you're too lazy to work at school. Being an entrepreneur is hard, it's very difficult, and it has a low success rate. And it takes years of relentless work. And even after that, it's not guaranteed that you're going to be successful. You could work 5-10 years on a business that starts taking off, and then something like COVID happens, and then it just falls apart, and you have to start again. Right? What these people think about when they talk about escaping the matrix is they picture the 4-hour work week, the laptop on the beach kind of lifestyle, but they don't think about the amount of work it takes to get into that. They watch all these videos and they see people who are like, oh, how I started making 10 grand a month after like 3 months of working. And yeah, you can do that, but even to do that, you need to be relentless. You need to work relentless for this 3 months. And most of these guys just do not do that. It's not an easy way. It's not an easy way out. It's not I'm too lazy to work at school. Let me just drop out and become an entrepreneur and become rich and escape the matrix. It takes it's a matrix for a reason. A lot of people are stuck in it for a reason. It's difficult to get out of. And what people don't take into account is survivorship bias, okay? 96% of businesses fail within the first year. Survivorship bias is basically you're only going to see the successful people. When you see entrepreneurs, you're only going to see the successful entrepreneurs. It's not that every person who starts and becomes an entrepreneur is going to become an entrepreneur. If you're watching a video about how to become an entrepreneur and there's like 10 million views on it, just by taking average statistics into account, it's probably only going to be like 40,000 of you that are going to make it. If I did my maths right there. Most of you are not making it, okay? And I'm not saying this to like say, don't be an entrepreneur, go and study and whatever. Like, I understand college for the most part is a scam. If you're going to college to study to become if you're getting a humanities degree, gender studies, Bachelor of Arts, or whatever it is, you know those kind of useless degrees that are not going to help you with anything. If you're going there just to study, just for the sake of studying so you can get a degree, then yeah, you're going down the wrong path. Like, you need to think about what you're doing. But if you're starting to do something serious, like a doctor, a lawyer, something that actually needs a degree, and when you get the degree, it's going to increase your earning capacity, that is not a waste of time at all. In fact, for a lot of people, it's a good way to get ahead in life. Right? But the point I'm trying to make is that dropping out of college is not just something you just do just because everyone else is doing it. It's risky. It is really, really risky. Going back to survivorship bias that I was speaking about, you're not seeing the stories of like all the people that are, for every like one person that succeeds and becomes a millionaire from entrepreneurship, you're not seeing the stories of like the 10 other people who are like struggling now. Some of them are homeless. Some of them are working at McDonald's. Some of them have gone back to college or whatever it is. Right? You're not seeing that. And it's becoming an entrepreneur is a risk, and it needs to be a calculated risk. You need to set out a plan and figure out what you're going to do, and you know how hard you need to work. The risks you're taking by doing this, you could work hard and it just doesn't work out. You could pour so much money and time into it and it doesn't work out. Right? It is a calculated risk that you need to take. And what a lot of these people don't realize is that someone who's truly escaping the matrix is not on my Instagram stories replying, telling me, stop studying to become an accountant, escape the matrix. Guaranteed. Like, think about like Andrew Tate, for example. Guaranteed 10 years ago, he was not on some random guy's Instagram account going, oh, escape the matrix. No, he was doing the work to actually escape the matrix, right? And most of these people, I can put money on it. I'm down to say like 99% of these people that say this crap are not going to escape the matrix because you love the idea of escaping the matrix, but you're not putting in the work to escape it. And again, saying all of this, I'm not someone who's like pro college. Like, I can see the good and the bad side of each of college, and the good and the bad side of becoming an entrepreneur. And all I'm saying is, think for yourself and make your own decisions. Stop just saying every person you see that's studying, oh, you need to escape the matrix, or you think that every entrepreneur is just going to become successful, because that's probably not going to be you. By the law of probabilities, it's probably not going to be you. Especially if you're on, and I've never understood this, even people who leave like hate comments under people's posts. I'm like, do you not have better things to do with your day? Like, even if you are scrolling on Instagram, like for me, if I was scrolling and I see a post I don't like, I've never thought to myself, let me leave a comment to give this person a piece of my mind. Well, most of these people are never going to see your comments. right? And I'm sure there's lots of people who have made like these kind of comments to me that I just haven't seen because I don't read comments on Instagram, but I have seen like a couple of my DMs and I've just been like, bro, this it's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I think I've gotten my point across here. Like, think about what you're doing when you're like escaping the matrix. You need to don't just follow the trend. Like, think about it, make a plan. It is a calculated risk, and it's really risky. It is actually really, really risky to become an entrepreneur, because imagine yourself, you're with a family and you've got a business, and then I don't know, something happens and your sales, like something like COVID happens, business has gone down. Where's your income, right? You haven't like set it up properly. You haven't had enough time to establish yourself as like a millionaire or whatever it is. What happens to you then? Obviously, a job is the same thing. Again, you can just get fired on the spot like that and the company never cares about you. Or the company could also go under and that happens. But all I'm saying is, just think about it. Like, weigh up the options, think about which path you want to take. And when you pick a path, you need to make sure you work hard at it and you chase it, right? And yeah, that's just, this is kind of like a rant video basically. But yeah, I've gotten my point across. Make sure you hit subscribe to join the Self-Improvement Brotherhood. And until next time, I'll see you boys.